Good morning there, backyarders. Alright, so what we have here, as you can see, I went shopping. Alright, so let me explain a few things real quickly. I've had this drill now going on a year. And when it comes to this brand, I actually was rooting for it to fail. Okay, to be quite honest with you. The chargers are absolute garbage. Even the new rapid charger, still 120 minutes to charge a 5 amp hour battery. That is bonker nuts. Seriously, guys, whatever. But from what I can tell, these batteries are very, very similar to a DeWalt battery and a Craftsman battery. And so what it is there's a difference on this edge here, and then on the device it has a stop right there. You see that little thing I shaved off because I was trying to put a DeWalt on there. But from what I can tell, the two batteries look identical to each other. I've dismantled them and looked at the interiors, but I'm pretty sure they are. I've been told you can actually charge on a DeWalt charger, so that would be a wonderful thing if possible. But this one is horrible. But back to what I was saying is that I was kind of rooting for this to fail because I was figuring, hey, you know what? Chinese manufacturing, and as a few of you know, I've been in this for 20-something plus years, Chinese manufacturing. And trust me, the horror stories that I have seen and dealt with are unbelievable. But I bought this about a year ago, and I figured, you know what, to use it a little bit, see what happens, probably fail in a month or something like that. But it didn't. It actually kept going on and on and on. And then when I put the 5 amp hour battery onto it, holy mackerel, did this thing just jump alive big time. Now she is a brushed unit, and the brushes are starting to burn out. I mean, it's just a year of constant use, like in the automotive universe, has just not fared well. But they are moving to brushless, just like here. This is the impact, the screwed impact. This is the new one, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what this one does. Here I bought also a brad nailer. I played with this a little bit, and honestly, I'm surprised. Again, works like a charm. Now, we know that in most cases, these are all made by the same manufacturer. I think there are about 5 of them that make all the tools that we have, whether they be DeWalt's, Makita's. No, I take that back. Makita makes their own stuff altogether, all by themselves. They don't make any other brands at all. But DeWalt, Milwaukee, all the green, yellows, all the different types. They're all made by more or less same manufacturing. So curious to see how this is. And the reason why is it's like this is like $69 for this piece. This was $49 when I bought it originally and stuff. Battery, it's only like $49, which is really good. This tool here by itself was $79. This was $59. This router here was also about $59. This was about $30 for this. The extra charger was $29, I think it was, for the charger. So really good. I mean, for backyard type stuff where you're just simply doing this as a hobby, this might actually turn out real well. The only thing I don't have on here on the table is the saw. I didn't get the saw yet, so I'll buy that next. But let's go through a couple things. One, this jigsaw, which when I first looked at it, I was thinking, ugh. But then it had a laser on it, and I was like, oh, let me show you the laser. So the laser gives you a pointing, right? Problem is, the saw ain't so stable on its base. I'm going to have to fix this. Basically, this is an all-plastic structure. This is the one downfall I'm going to find on these tools. Everything is plastic, except for main componentry, right? And so down here at the bottom, the base, which this is sitting in, is all plastic, and then it's injection molded with metal. Well, I mean, it's metal, and then it's not injection molded. Jesus Christ, why did I say that? Over molded the metal, which is an injection molding process. But you can see here, this is what it is. But you can see the plastic, not the greatest thing in the world. So this is something I'm going to have to deal with. Also, look at this. They tack welded this on. It also doesn't sound so great when it's moving. Listen to this thing. Hold on, let me get this going here. Good. Yeah, not the greatest thing in the world. So, but I'll find out a little later today as I'm working on this. But the light has been unbelievable, bright as hell, 2 stages on it. Here on the router, which I'm really curious on, is the router. Now, the thing that I really don't like right off the get-go, the entire shaft is plastic. So this is an all-plastic structure, so I'm not going to assume high precision anything with this thing. And the thing I'm worried about the most is that, you know, the movement inside of the channel here would be too great. I don't know that yet. I haven't used this yet, so I'm going to find out. Bauer has surprised me on a few things, you know. I do like their quick disconnect. You simply push this up, slide it up and down, works like a charm. You've got your speed here. You've got for setting up your height adjustment there. Backside, you got your speed adjustments here without any problems. It takes it 3 seconds to fire this on, so like you hold it, kind of goes on. Okay. Now I do like the idea that they have LEDs. That is wonderful. I like that idea. That's wonderful when you're doing things. Also has dust port, which is really nice to see. You know, because that just snaps on here at the bottom. Boom. Also comes with street, you know, so you can do, you know, set it up so you can do edge, straight edge type stuff, you know, with an extension bracket on it. Nothing spectacular, but it'll work. You can always make your own because your base has 4 holes on it here. And so what I'll end up doing is I will take the base off of here, put a piece of wood on here, make myself a circle jig, you know, boom, no problems whatsoever. The nailer here, which kind of blew me away, 2-inch tall brads that they can throw on this thing. So that's going to be tested in terms of hardwoods and other woods. I'm curious to see how good this is. It has a slight delay as it I guess builds up a charge, and then it discharges, you know, the hammer and stuff. So, but so far, everything I've thrown at it, it has had 0 issues. Works just like everybody else's. Here is actually, to be honest with you, I'm not really too sure what the hell that switch is for. I have a switch right here, but it's not even marked. First I thought maybe it was the gauge, but it's not. It's not for power either. I know that. This is not a power switch, so I guess I'm going to have to pull a manual out and find out what that switch is for. You also get belt loops, which is another thing that's kind of neat. You know, they're expecting you to use this in more of a professional setting, which again, I really wouldn't use these probably in a professional. They probably would fail over usage, constant usage. It probably will fail. Given what I've seen on this one here over time, what's going on. But again, I'm looking at this as more like the DIY guys, you know, the backyarder installers, you know, hobbyists. This is really, I mean, let's say I spent all of this right here that you see here, which is the core tools of what you need, minus the saw. So if I threw the saw into this old thing, I bought all of this for less than $500. I mean, I think of 430 something odd bucks. I think for all of these altogether is what I take it back. Taxes and everything else. You know, I am in the state of California, so excuse me, I got to add the fuck you tax on everything, and so that's probably all about $500 altogether. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I will do a follow-up video probably in about 6 months. You know, I want to really beat into these tools and see what happens and how they function. I really like to see the length of time that we get out of both batteries, whether it be the 1.5, which, you know, that probably won't do very much, but the 5 amp hour batteries, I'd like to see what they're capable of doing. So, but all of this, you know, this is a pretty damn good deal. The chargers are the pathetic part of this whole thing. I mean, I don't even know why they even consider these as charger. I mean, when you have 2 hours to charge that battery, 2 hours to charge it, that is insane to do so. I mean, hell, just on this 1.5 on the regular chargers, an hour plus to charge the battery. That's nuts. I mean, how the hell are you supposed to use the product? I mean, what are you supposed to have, like 16 batteries all in a line, all charged up, ready to go when you're going to do something? No, that's uncalled for. This is the cheap side of their brand. But I'm really curious to find out if I can use DeWalt batteries, along with these, because I've looked at them very carefully, and all I can see is there's just a couple of different molding variants. Other than that, the connections, everything looks identical. So the only thing I got to make sure is to make sure the thermal sensors and also our current sensors, the wiring internal, I got to make sure that those are in the correct position. I know the power and ground, I believe, are in the right position, but again, haven't really looked into it. I will look into it and do a follow-up on that in terms of this. But other than that, that's what I got for right now, guys. So I'm going to get working, and we'll see how this all ends up. You have a great day, and keep on building.